Hey, what's up everybody? ESAM here bringing you another video. This one going to be an in-depth Absa guide for Rivals of Aether that has just been released officially today. So, I wanted to go over the moves real quick. So this is Absa's jab. It's actually really fast. It's a good anti-air. It can combo into itself at lower percents into a finisher such as forward tilt or down tilt. And it's just going to be a move that after dash attack is going to be a very, very strong option just to, again, begin your combos, begin juggles, and things like that. Next up is going to be forward tilt, because forward tilt actually got a change in a recent patch before the gold release. So it's actually a two-part move. The first part knocks him straight up, and the second part is obviously the old forward tilt that goes all the way across the stage pretty much and also knocks your opponent up. It is parryable, so be careful for that. You can't be super predictable with it, but it's still a great option. It allows Absa to be a zoning character along with that and her cloud. The hitbox literally goes as far as any stage. You can't necessarily go from one stage to all the way in the other off stage, but still. Next is down tilt, which is in my opinion her second best tilt next to the forward tilt one, because it gets a lot of your opponents off stage. They can combo off of jab, and getting your opponents off stage is amazing for Absa because Absa has great edge guarding, just in terms of her kicks, in terms of her down tilt as well, her cloud, everything pretty much will allow this character to get edge guard. So it is really important. You can just kind of loop it if it's a bad recovery or if it's in a bad spot, if they don't have an air dodge or something like that, and eventually lead into a kill. Lastly is going to be up tilt, and up tilt is absolutely amazing. It can lead into a bunch of kills or just combos. It can lead into nair, it can lead into up air, it can lead into so many things that are just great for you and terrible for your opponent. You can get really early kills. I mean, this is on an Italis, which is a really heavy character, and you're getting kills at the beginning of like 85, and that's impressive. However, it can be DI'd, so you have to make sure that your opponent does not get a really good DI on it, or you will not be able to get a follow-up. Next is going to be Absa's strong attack. So down smash is, in my opinion, Absa's worst strong. The hitbox is the smallest on it. You know, it sends an outward at low angle, which is pretty good, but in my opinion, you can just kind of down tilt. The only advantage is you can run and do a down strong just using your C-stick if you're using a game controller. In my opinion, it is vastly inferior to just forward smash because you can do the running thing. It's a bigger hitbox. It sends your opponent more up, which is, I guess, worse for edge guarding because they can double jump and do some air dodges for mix-ups, but at the same time, it is just bigger and it will catch more things. You know, you have to be a lot less precise with it. Up smash is actually your strongest strong attack. It will allow you to get kills if you get a parry on the mid-weights at like 90. They should be dying, just for reference, so that's actually really good because Absa sometimes can struggle to kill. Lastly, her last ground move is going to be dash attack. So dash attack can actually, as I mentioned earlier, link into things like down tilt and forward tilt, and is an amazing combo starter. Obviously, you dash forward with it, so you can catch your opponents with it, and yeah, that's just good. So next, one of Absa's best moves in general is going to be neutral air. It has a nice hitbox. You can land with it. It combos into pretty much everything. It combos into itself. It lingers forever. It has like no end lag. It combos into back air, up tilt, all of your combo starters. It is just a great move, and it can technically combo into itself if you read their DI correctly, which is really, really important. You know, it's a pretty much a skill that you have to do just, you know, as you play this character more and more, you get more used to reading the DI. Next is going to be Absa's kicks in her back air and forward air, mostly is what I'm going to be talking about here. So they have a slightly different applications because forward air actually sends your opponent a little higher than back air does. It's faster and it is a little weaker. Back air sends at a lower angle. It's a little slower on startup, so it's going to be harder to get those double jump cancels, or you're just going to have to like memorize both timings, but it does send a lot lower, so it will kill significantly earlier due to the fact that it's harder to DI just because of the lower angle. So both are very, very good. I feel like forward air does a better job at comboing into itself, but back air is a better combo finisher. And also, I really like forward air's weak hitbox way, way more than back air's weak hitbox. And obviously, down air going to be the sweet spot that has the spike. So there's less to say about that. My favorite aerial for Absa is actually up air. It is a huge anti-air, or just, you know, a combo finisher. As I showed before, you can get like nair, up tilt, up air for kill confirms, just up tilt, up air, everything. It's so nice to just have those kill confirms. And so yeah, just put them all together, all these options, and suddenly you have a lot of things you can do with Absa, from the ground to the air, back to the ground, everything you want to do. This character is just so much fun to figure out DI traps with all your sweet spots and your sour spots, and just being able to go and edge guard your opponent. But before I get into like all just like what you can do, I just want to talk about Absa's special. So first is going to be her neutral B, which is going to be the cloud spawning. You can do that either in the air or on the ground. Both times it'll pop you up into the air, and it also has a second second part where you either blow up the cloud just by itself, or you can hold B and then actually get that lightning bolt between you and the cloud. So you can just set up the cloud wherever, and then you can have your neutral B pretty much available to blow up. And that's really, really nice, because not only can it, help you while you're recovering and things like that to distract your opponent, but also, you can have some little setups or like combo into itself. You can ping pong it with your opponent. Her side B, pretty much it spawns the cloud and you can control where it goes, and then it has an active hitbox on it. Her down B, either if you don't hold it, it spawns a cloud, and then it has a ridiculously strong hitbox, probably the strongest hitbox that Absa has. I haven't really looked into the data, but it has a lot of knockback. So if you set it up in the right places, sometimes your opponent will just die or get flown really far away into an edge guard. But if you hold down B, you can actually spawn that little circle on you, and so you can move into your opponent with a hitbox and then combo them into a death, which is really, really nice. It's a little hard to set up, probably the hardest thing Absa has, but it is still definitely worth it. Her up B is what I'm going to just call quick attack, because I'm a Pikachu main in Smash 4, and so pretty much you can get your quick attacks, and with the recovery angles of this game, you are able to go really, really far off stage and just recover fine. Something to note is that if you recover with the first angle of quick attack into the ground and then go out, you still have your double jump available to you, which is really nice. One, because you can stall out people's invulnerability, but two, you can chase people really far, and it's really fun. I actually don't mess with it that much, but it is amazing for Absa to do, and you can stall a lot, and it's actually might be problematic if someone just wanted to spam that, but it's so nice to get some surprise attacks. And something that's really important is you can actually have your cloud, you can hit your cloud with forward air or back air or down air to elongate the hitboxes, which is really, really good. It's actually, it gets huge. The hitboxes are huge and they linger longer with the sweet spot, so you can get a lot of early kills. You can linger spikes with it, you can linger your forward air and back air, and something that's funny is you can actually use those in your, when you're in the Ditto, so you can actually use the other Absa's cloud for that. Something that's also important to note is Absa's movement speed. Her aerial movement and her ground movement is going to be pretty much identical, but her wave dash is a little faster. And so the last thing I want to talk about is her movement in terms of her jumps, because Absa is a character in this game, I think the only character that has a double jump cancel. It's something that you would see in Melee with Ness and Yoshi, where you can actually double jump, and if you input an aerial immediately, you won't, you will lose your jump momentum. But the thing about Absa, she can actually also not double jump cancel. She can just choose to hold. If you hold jump, you will have your entire double jump momentum, so you can drift farther off with your aerials and drift up, and that is really, really nice. And so Absa, again, with all these sweet spots and sour spots and all these different things and all these DI traps that this character has, it is honestly just a pleasure to play this character. I love this character. And the one thing I wanted to mention about stages, because obviously that is a big thing in this game, is Absa I feel like is good on every single stage except I honestly hate the stage as Absa, just because it's harder to get your up air confirms, because the platform allows your opponent to tech a lot on it, and you can't really zone too well on it just because they can just jump to the top platform and traverse, so you won't be able to get forward tilts and you won't be able to get as much cloud pressure as you would ordinarily want. And I feel like that is really, really important, because that's a big part of Absa's game, is the ability to just back up and, maintain control as opposed to having to play this high octane match. And so, yeah, I mean, that's going to be most of the guide part about it. And now here's just going to be clips of me, putting together all the things that I mentioned. She has the early kills, she has really long combos, and again, like, it's hard to, more than this, it's hard to have a guide for this character, because I mentioned the kill setups and you guys are going to be able to see them. It's really hard to map out combo percents in this game just because there is so much DI. Like, DI is so important in this game. And so it's going to be, you're going to have to figure out like how to trap DI and how to read DI and how to read double jumps and air dodges and recovery patterns by yourself. I'm not really able to teach you that, but Absa is definitely a fun character with a lot of options available to her. She's probably the best she has ever been in the game since her release now, just because of the forward tilt change, as well as the weakening of some of the characters that gave her trouble, such as Orcane and Maple, which I feel like were two really hard matchups for her. But now she can get some early kills in lighter characters. She can combo the heavy characters with neutral air. She can edge guard. She can do all these things now. And if you get your timings with the cloud sweet spots, it can be really problematic for a lot of the linear characters, because you can have this giant lingering down air. You can carry people off the stage with forward air and back air. You can carry people on stage with nair until they DI out, and you can get a really early thing. One thing about Absa is she is a very, very light character, so you are going to have to be careful when it comes to getting comboed from like you getting comboed, because if you accidentally DI, try to get out of a combo, but they use a kill move, you will die incredibly early. I've died as early as 50 or 60% just because like, oh, they're gonna do this thing where they're gonna try to keep comboing me, so I'm gonna DI out, and then suddenly I just die because they used a kill move, and that was not a good look. But yeah, Absa, so much kill potential. She does sometimes struggle to kill at high percents that you're gonna have to eventually land a parry, and there's what I was talking about with the dying early. Like, that was no flame on that down smash, that was just bad DI. But so you can get a lot of interesting things with this character, and she's so much fun in my opinion. Like, the minute she came out, I immediately enjoyed her the most of any character. Obviously, I also play Pikachu, so I'm kind of familiar with the, you know, I like electricity in general, and then quick attack was really easy for me to understand, as well as, you know, her combo starters just in this game, it felt right, it felt natural. And, you know, the reason I'm making this video is because Rivals of Aether just had its gold release today, actually, the day of this being uploaded. So please, I'm going to put a link down below. Please check it out, download it. It is a really fun game. You obviously have to pay for it, you know, like any other video game, but Dan and the Rivals team has done such an amazing job on this game. They finally have story mode, they have single player modes that are really fun, and the online ladder is really nice. They have good, like, they have ping, so you can accept a match and then be like, oh, actually they have too high of a ping for you to want to play them, and so you can cancel it, or you can, you know, they also have like the best like button check ever, which is something that I know a lot of the Smash pros like to do, is they like to button check before, but you can actually do that on the start screen, which is really, really nice. Just, there are so many features in this game that I absolutely love, and, you know, I would love to play this game more, and I think I'm going to now that the gold release is out. And yeah, so I mean, that's going to be pretty much it. You know, let me know down in the comments below who your favorite character in this game is, because obviously Absa is mine, especially after Forsburn got changed, because that used to be my old main before Absa was out. And yeah, so remember, she's a light character, she can go edgeguard pretty much everyone, and, you know, she can stand with the best of the best because she has her zoning, she has her really strong combos, she has some really early kills, even though she can struggle to kill similar to, you know, she has like what in the melee community it's called Marthritis, and obviously you can have your strong parry punishes, you can ping pong back and forth with things like dash attack and cloud and down tilt and just spawn in cloud and everything like that. This character has so many options, I absolutely adore her. And yeah, that is going to be about it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, social media, Panda, and partner stuff is down below, and I will see you all next time. Bye.